From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning on Mornings LALATE, and I'm excited to be back with incredible breaking news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2020-21. In this recording, we're going to be going over that fourth stimulus check, how much you're going to get, when you're going to get it, and the breaking news that formulated in the last 48 hours. It's all wonderful. And then the second half of this video, we'll be going over fifth stimulus, the raise your benefits up a lifetime, and a major breaking news about that as well. Wow. And then in the middle of the quarter, we go over the thousands of dollars that you can get right now across the board, and viewers continue to get it. It's your opportunity today to get it as well. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering. I'm ready and back for you, and you still don't have the bacon. It's time for Mornings LALATE. Good morning, everybody. It's a wonderful morning. The sun is coming in. It was coming in a little bit stronger just a few minutes ago, but settling down. It's going to be a sunny day here in Santa Monica, near the water. How's the weather where you are? Tell me where you're tuning in from, and how's the weather? It's a beautiful day, but I expect it to be even sunnier later today. In this fourth stimulus check update of 2021 today, we'll be going over the major breaking news about fourth stimulus, the fourth stimulus check and the fourth stimulus package that happened in the last 48 hours, and more that will be happening later today. It is all wonderful. We'll also be going over how much you're going to get and all those details as well. Second half of this video, we'll go over fifth stimulus that'll raise your benefits up a lifetime, and the breaking news about that as well. Wow, it's really great news. And then in the middle of this video, we go over the thousands of dollars that you can get right now. I'm really excited for you. More viewers continue to get it. It's your day to get it as well. This is LALATE, the only 24-hour a day, 7 days a week financial news channel. Live on air in the morning, taped in the afternoons. I'm next back with you with Mornings Crypto at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Then at noontime at 11 a.m. is our next major update. From Wall Street to Main Street, it's all getting covered today. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record in 1 year. Next stop, 1 million. Hit that subscribe button right now. I want you part of this family. Like this video, 3,000 likes. Let's do it. Never forget to like a video. It helps in the algorithm rankings. And consider becoming a member. Let's get right into this fourth stimulus check. There's a House bill and a Senate proposal. Let's compare and contrast them right off the bat so we know what's at issue. The House bill from Jalapal provides a monthly stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. The Senate proposal, on the other hand, provides a stimulus check from July to December. Let's then compare the monthly amount. Jalapal's House bill provides a $2,000 first month and then $1,000 thereafter. The Senate monthly amount is unknown, but word on the street is it's this. Wow. Yes. Now that is wonderful. That is per person. Yes. $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000. Oh my goodness. $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400 a person. If you're watching the show just after 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, get ready to vote House or Senate if you're in the live chat or watching later in the comments under the video. And tell me where you're watching from and how's the weather. House or Senate, but don't vote yet. We have to go over some macroeconomics. And those macroeconomics suggest that the pandemic may be considered over by the time the House vote occurs. That would leave Jalapal with 1 year of stimulus checks, 12 months, which under Jalapal's bill, which would amount to $13,000. $13,000 over 12 months. How do you consider that versus this over 6 months? I think you now have an opinion. So jump into the live chat or into the description under the video, the comments under the video, and vote House or Senate, which one you like. House or Senate, vote, and tell me where you're watching from and how's the weather. All right, let's go over the other details of the fourth stimulus. Who gets it? You do. If you're a single individual, you get the fourth stimulus check. Single married couple, 150,000 or less, you get the forced stimulus check. Single individual, 75,000 or less. Household 4 or less, you get the forced stimulus check. And if you're on benefits, congratulations, you get the forced stimulus check. SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, SSA, you get the forced stimulus check. The forced stimulus check is not income, so it's not taxable. The forced stimulus check is not waivable, so don't wave at it. Hi, check. No, it's not going to wave back at you. It's coming on a monthly basis, so it's not coming in a wave. And the forced stimulus check is the same amount for everyone. Adult dependents, minor dependents. It's wonderful, great news. The legislators make the representations, not me. I'm not your legislator or president. Well, at least not yet. But they make a representation that the vote would be in the month of July for the month of July. That means that you'll get the first check in July. And then in August for the month of August. And there you go. That is the first of 3 parts of your forced stimulus check update of 2021 in this recording. But in the second part, I'm going to go over the massively wonderful, great news about the forced stimulus check and the forced stimulus package coming from the White House and the Congress in the last 48 hours. It's all big new news today. But first, here's going to preview the second half of this video. That's fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus also has a breaking news development I'll be revealing for the first time on Mornings LA today. But fifth stimulus raises up your benefits under a new reform of the benefit system. And that benefits will have a new benchmark, inflation. Well, today and this week, we'll get some more insight about what that inflation rate will be. And I'll be going over all those details. This is the second half of this video. And your benefits will be raised up a lifetime. Oh boy, this is going to be good. But first, we got it even better, and it is money for you. If you're new to this channel launched in 2020 with me, not as a reporter, but helping people get money. That's what I do. I get people money. And they weren't getting their EIDL loans approved until I stepped in and got $25 million of EIDL loans approved, saving businesses, saving people's homes, and saving their employees' homes. But in fall 2020, we had a similar problem when second stimulus was not going out. So I helped people get rent and utilities. Well, we're back doing it again. I want the viewership of this channel understands we are cashing checks, not tracking checks. And there's $350 billion available for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and renters assistance. It's for you, $350 billion. No, it's not all for you. You got to share. Sharing is scary. Give me at least $500 million, please. So it's landing from your federal government to your cities and counties and states, and I want you to get it. And we're going to go over all the details right now, so get a pen and paper ready. I have a lot of money to get you in this video. And the first group of money is the rent, and it's a fortune. It's about $5,000 of rent, 4 to 6 months of rent. And each place has different eligibility. So if you reach out to that location, they say no, don't worry, go to the next one. They have different eligibility, and they're different pots of money. All right, you ready? Got that pen ready? Here we go. 6 places: City Hall, City Housing Authority; County Hall, County Housing Authority; State Hall, State Housing Authority. Keyword you're going to say is rent assistance because of COVID, or mortgage assistance because of COVID. You don't say words that they don't understand, like stimulus or sirloin. Well, maybe they understand the second one, but they don't understand those words. Don't say those words. They say, sir, this is not a YouTube channel. This is the rent department. So don't say sirloin or stimulus to them. It's rent assistance because of COVID. And there you go. Congratulations to Tim and Linda, who got this money just recently, and also utilities. $5,000 for rent, 4 to 6 months approximately. Let's turn to the next pot of money. And on Monday, this Monday, on Mornings LA, one viewer revealed she got next to $6,000 to $7,000 for this. What is it? It's SNAP. It's wonderful. She gets it over a year. Lynn Glenn got it for herself, for her son, and her mom. Gail got it as well. It's the big success story. And what is it? How do you get it? Let's go over the details. It is money for food. It is money for food. You get it from Department of Agriculture. Reach out to Department of Agriculture and get that money for SNAP. It is wonderful. How much money is it? It's about $16,000 for a family of 4 in Hawaii. Wow. Why so much money? Because of 2 wonderful executive orders, one from Trump and one from Biden, that raised people's benefits up 15% between now to December. So go get it. And there we go, $16,000 for money for SNAP for a family of 4 in Hawaii, $5,000 for rent. We are killing it, and we're only 9 minutes of this video. Well, congratulations, because someone else is going to get this next pot of money, because one of you got $5,000 for it. What is it? It's the money that the states overpaid in unemployment assistance due to computer error and then told you to return the money. Well, the federal government has stepped in and said, nope, that was your money to keep, viewer. It was yours to keep. And has now ordered the states to return the money to you. Yes. So that money is coming back to you from the states to you. How? Bank account you have on file with the states. When? Reach out to your respective state for routing times. Then next, the next pot of money is just the epitome of the Purple Power spirit. The Purple Power of the Viewers' channel. Viewers helping each other, salts of the earth, trying to help one another get to the finish line. And COD, a week ago today, jumped into Overnight's Crypto, our hit overnight show that just ended. That's 15 hours of coverage, to share his information to help you. He said, tell the viewers I got this money. I want them to know theirs is coming. Isn't that wonderful? That is wonderful. Another viewer did that the week before and another 2 days thereafter for 2000. What is it? It's the money coming back from IRS that you paid on taxes on your unemployment assistance. Let's go over how much money it is, when you're going to get it, how you can get it, and how you can track it. All right, how much money it is. Here's an example. Let's say you had $9,000 of total unemployment assistance. You paid $5,000 in your total taxes to IRS, of which $4,000 was your taxes for unemployment assistance. Well, congratulations, you're getting back $4,000. Next, how? If you're like COD, who had a direct deposit account set up on that 2020 return, it's going to that. Otherwise, it's in the mail over the next week. Be careful to look through the mail carefully. And finally, how to track? Yeah, so go to irs.gov, set up a username and password, go in there and do what's called a transcript search. It'll reveal the activity on your social security number. 70% of the time, approximately, it works. It will reveal when you filed a tax return, when you paid that tax return, and when you're getting the money back. Boy, that is good. Can we top that? We can. With all the incredible breaking news in the last 24 hours today as well, about your forced stimulus check and your forced stimulus package. Let's go over the breaking news happening today and yesterday off right to start in the second part of the update. First, we now know as of today that the senatorial Democratic caucus is now 100% aligned, not maligned, 100% aligned to vote as a cohesive group and pass the forced stimulus package. Yes, despite whatever may have happened over the weekend, they are now completely a cohesive group as they were under third stimulus and have agreed that they are passing the forced stimulus as a group. That's number one. Number two, the press secretary actually said range of options. She actually said, I don't know if it was in metal blue, but she actually said, when asked about a particular letter you'll see me talk about in a second, would the president agree to stimulus checks? He said, yes, he likes that range of options. Now, understand, the president is not writing the legislation, number one. Number two, the president would never veto a bill that has stimulus checks in there. Imagine vetoing stimulus checks. No, he's not going to do that either. So the president was specifically asked about a particular letter you're going to see from me and said, yeah, we would do that. We would do that, absolutely. That's second item. Number three, we now have confirmation that the House subcommittees, at least two, are currently marking up the bill. Oh my goodness. This is referring to the substantive bill, not the procedural bill, meaning they are already working on drafts of the substantive reconciliation bill. Very, very exciting. And finally, the big surprise is that the president in the next 48 hours will be signing into law oversees one of the key provisions of the fourth stimulus package. Oh boy. Oh boy. So let's go over how we got up to that presidential trip overseas with this. It started the Friday before Labor Day, before Memorial Day weekend, when Chuck Schumer came out and announced three confirmations of my reporting. Number one, the reconciliation process for the forced stimulus has already begun by the time of that announcement. Number two, the reconciliation final vote would be by July 4th. And number three, the reconciliation process would not be held up by any bipartisan negotiations of the president. Let me stop right there to give you an update about those bipartisan negotiations. They fell apart last week with Shelley Moore Capito. They went back on table for a day or two, fell apart again, so they're off, they're done. But he has said that he's willing to talk to other Republicans, including Mitt Romney. So he is talking, but it's just for optics at this point. So there we go. So why did Chuck Schumer say that a week ago? Well, because of Jalopal. Jalopal wrote Schumer a letter days earlier. And it's not so much the letter, but who signed the letter. That's wonderful news. Jalopal wrote Schumer a letter saying, call the vote, Chuck, on the reconciliation process. And of course, that's what they're doing now. But what's important is who signed Jalopal's letter. 12 House Democrats, approximately, who are among the 100-plus House Democrats who a week earlier wrote the president a letter directly and said, we are going to put Jalopal's monthly stimulus checks into the fourth stimulus package. Wow, now that's really good news. Can we top it? We can. When about a day before Chuck's announcement, 7 House Democrats wrote the president a letter, and they said that when it comes to forced stimulus, we're going to put monthly reoccurring stimulus checks in there, and we're going to be talking this through and working this with you. What does that mean, working with you? Well, it's a euphemism because the president doesn't write the legislatures. They're telling him he's going to be doing it. And who are these people? They are on the House subcommittee who wrote the first stimulus check, the second stimulus check, the third stimulus and fourth stimulus check as well, the third stimulus check as well. And now they're saying they're putting monthly fourth stimulus checks into the fourth stimulus package. And it gets even better, and you're going to hear something for the first time, breaking news on this broadcast as well. This letter now has singularly been cited in news article after news article over and under for the last 7 days, and was specifically addressed to the press secretary. What about those 7 House Democrats who are actually writing your bill, who say they're going to put the monthly stimulus checks in there? What's the president's response? Oh, he likes that. There you go. And another revelation for the first time ever in this broadcast. That letter also mentions something else. In addition to talking about monthly fourth stimulus checks, it talks about putting a stimulus check into the fifth stimulus package as well. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Can we top that? We can. And that brings us back to that event of about a Tuesday ago. Remember there was that Tuesday where I said there was something complicated and I had to slow it down for you? So let me slow it down because that's what the president's doing today and tomorrow. Wonderful news. It started with fourth stimulus package. The fourth stimulus package is paid for by raising the U.S. corporate tax rate, currently 21%. The president went it higher. Moderate Democrats said it was too high, what the president proposed, so he reduced it about a month ago. Deal. We covered it on this channel. So what did he then do? He reached out to the G7 countries around the globe, leaders of countries around the globe, to try to raise the global minimum corporate tax rate to 15%. Why? What does that mean? The concern from the president and everyone else was if you raise the U.S. corporate tax rate in the fourth stimulus package, then a business that's on U.S. soil, let's say it's in New York, would move operations to a foreign country, let's say France, to find a lower corporate tax rate. And it became a big issue for fourth stimulus. Well, guess what he had done that recent Tuesday ago? He reached out to the G7 countries and said, would you tentatively agree to raise the global corporate tax rate so as to help my fourth stimulus package? And they said yes, to which the president had reached out to his insiders and said, after, keyword after fourth stimulus is passed, I will get those G7 countries to sign on the dotted line about the global minimum corporate tax rate. And if they do, then I'll reduce the U.S. corporate tax rate on the fourth stimulus package. Wow, now that was really great news. He's going to raise the global minimum corporate tax rate so that he can lower our corporate tax rate and send out stimulus checks? Yes. So how did we get to the great news for today and tomorrow? Well, it started last Friday. When I told you I had heard the president's having a meeting with the G7 countries last Saturday, I said, tune into Mornings LA next tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, because I said something's happening. And if you were watching that broadcast, you saw it on air live. The president, Janet Yellen, and the French foreign prime minister announced the G7 countries had agreed to raise the global minimum corporate tax rate, and that the president is signing it in person this week, either today, tomorrow, or the day after, overseas in his first international tour to get fourth stimulus to the finish line. He's signing the global minimum corporate tax rate to anchor fourth stimulus, the tow truck and the tow hitch, over the finish line before they're passed, not after they pass. What incredible, great news. I was shocked when I heard it. It is mind-blowing. And there you are. The current process is we're currently in reconciliation. We currently have complete Democratic alignment in the Senate and the House. The House subcommittees are currently marking up the bill. The president says he's in favor of stimulus checks, and the legislators have said that they are putting monthly stimulus checks in there. And there you go. Does it get better than that? It does. It's the volunteers. The volunteers embody the true spirit of this channel. Viewers helping viewers. If you try to find that rent or utilities and mortgage assistance and can't, don't worry, because there's viewers who have stepped forward, salt of the earth, to help you. That's the spirit of this channel. People helping people. So open the description of this video, go down in the description and find an emoji of a house. Next to that emoji of a house is the community page, news.lalate.com/community. Click the link, it'll send you over to that webpage. On the page is a picture of some kitty cats. They're not the volunteers. below the kitty cats. There they are. Yeah, there they are. You'll find the volunteers are separated from Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. They can help you find that rent and utilities and internet. Coming up after the commercial break, I'll have more exciting details, breaking news about fourth stimulus still, and a huge surprise about fifth stimulus. This is wonderful news. And a personal message about fourth stimulus for me as well. Stay with me. I'll be back in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Mornings at LALATE. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, and the coffee is brewing. The espresso, cappuccino. How are you? I'm back. How are you doing? I'm back again. I hope you're having a beautiful morning this morning. How are you? How's the weather where you are and where you tune in from? Jump in the live chat if you're just joining me and tell me where you're watching from. This is LALATE. Make sure you subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record in 1 year. Next stop, 1 million. Also, like this video. 2,000-3,000 likes. Never forget to like a video. And consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcito, VIP. In the second half of this video, we'll be going over fourth stimulus, fifth stimulus, a personal message from me about fourth stimulus, and some breaking news about fifth stimulus. Let's get right into that fifth stimulus package right now. It's wonderful. It heats up this fall, but there's a major surprise that happened overnight about this fifth stimulus. I'm really excited to tell you. So fifth stimulus raises up your benefit limits, then removes the asset limits, adds an inflationary benchmark, removes the income exclusion, and removes the marriage penalty. All right. Let me go over first how this works before we get to the breaking news. First, they're going to raise your benefits up. Yes, you. As one viewer asked me over on Evenings LA, which was a new show last night, what if I have multiple benefits? Yeah, multiple beneficiaries would be raised up as well. So SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, SSA, survivor benefits, multiple beneficiaries, you would be raised up one big time. Next, they would apply a benchmark. And that benchmark is inflation. Now, we all know what inflation is, but what's a benchmark? Well, every December, they look at that number and they determine whether the number is a zero or a positive number. If it's zero, then your benefits stay the same. They never step down. If the number is positive, then it steps up. Now, we're trying to figure out what this inflation rate will be. And as we sit here today on Wall Street, it's a relatively quiet week. Why? Because there's no corporate earnings. There's very little statements from the Federal Reserve expected this week. There is very little economic data coming out this week, with the exception of two items. The CPI comes out later this week, and the new jobless claim, of course, is Thursday morning. So we don't have a lot more to go on for inflation analysis. But most are still putting it about 2 to 7%. Let's choose 6% as a benchmark. First, they'll raise your benefits up under fifth stimulus. And then they'll apply the benchmark. Let's say for this example, it's 6%. Then you would step up 6%. But not just for next year, lifetime. Because once you step up, you never step down. So if the year after that, the inflation rate is 0, you're still at plus 6%. If the inflation rate after that is 1%, then you're at plus 1, plus 6%. And there you go. Wonderful news. It changes you a lifetime because the benchmark this December is expected to be the highest of a generation. Wonderful. Then they're going to remove the asset cap, so you'll be able to keep more than $3,000 on hand just in time to put those stimulus checks in your hand. They're going to remove the income cap, which says that you can't work and stay on benefits. And they're going to remove that horrible marriage penalty, which prevents you from getting married for fear of losing benefits, or penalizes you because you are married. Love is going to win, and you will be able to marry your longtime love interest. That's fifth stimulus. And here is the breaking news about fifth stimulus that happened yesterday. The president announced yesterday that in a budget bill, which is not a stimulus package, it's just a budget bill, separate thing that I'm not going to cover on this channel, he is dedicating billions of dollars to the administration of benefits system, to ensure that benefits going forward are timely processed, timely paid, and timely sent out. This is wonderful news. It doesn't mean you get more money. It just makes sure that your money comes on time. If you were with me for third stimulus earlier this year, we had a lot of people who had to wait for their stimulus checks because of waves. Remember all those waves? My check this week, their check next week. He's trying to eliminate all that by dedicating billions of dollars in the new budget for the administration to ensure that things get sent out quicker, faster, and easier. Wonderful, wonderful news you're hearing for the first time on Mornings LALATE this morning. All right, in fifth stimulus, however, there's a lot of other items in there that I don't have time in a 30-minute video to cover. It's currently at 27 minutes, but let me tell you how you learn about them by becoming a member. The link's at the top of the chat in the pinned comment. Members in the live chat right now have a purple hawk next to their name. Members are delivered every day a breakdown of what's in the fifth stimulus, what's in the fourth stimulus, and what's in the third stimulus law. Because a lot of this money, most of the money, is application-based, meaning you have to apply to get it. It's yours. You just have to apply to get it. But you don't know to get it unless someone tells you. Every day from the YouTube community page, I send to you a breakdown of what's in the fifth, fourth, and third stimulus so you know what money is yours. And then you get a purple hawk next to your name. All right, let's go back to fourth stimulus with two things to kill it out of the ballpark to end with. First, we're going to go over calling the vote, and then my personal message about fourth stimulus for Mornings LA today. First, let's go over calling the vote. Calling the vote involves a 9-step process required by the Constitution, of which the first half are procedural and the second half are substantive. And yes, they end in July. Let's go over the 9 steps. Step 1, the House subcommittee calls a procedural bill. Step 2, the House floor calls a procedural bill. Step 3, the Senate calls a procedural bill for a vote. And step 4, the president signs into law. At that point, the procedural bill is signed into law and the tow truck has passed over the finish line. Time to do the substantive bill, the tow hitch. Step 5, the House subcommittee writes and votes on the substantive bill. It's at that point that the House subcommittee could put in the monthly stimulus checks. They don't have to, but they could. Step 6, the House floor votes on the substantive bill. Steps 7 and 8, the 2-day vote-a-rama in the Senate occurs, at which the senators vote on amendments. They propose amendments, and they vote on them. So, they vote on whatever they receive that they want to amend from the House. And the House members did not put stimulus checks in there. The senators can put them in there. If they did put stimulus checks in there, the House members, the senators can leave it alone, or can they also amend it? And then step 9, the president signs it into law. And there you go. Those are the 9 steps for calling the vote. Finally, my personal message about fourth stimulus. First, I want to thank you for all the wonderful, kind messages. I'm very excited to be back. One viewer said, I was having LALATE withdrawals. Well, I was having withdrawals as well, missing all of you. But one of the funniest things I saw on social media in the last 48 hours are these people that use this expression, in there. I want you to understand, for purposes of fourth stimulus, there is no vase. There is no vase. It's in there. I've looked in the vase. It's in the vase. There's no vase because they're still working on the vase. It's not been sent out to the to the glass blower yet. They're just turning on the ovens and putting the glass to sort of, blow the vase. They haven't blown the vase yet. But let's assume there was a vase. By the time the vase gets to the Senate could look at the vase and say, who sent us over a muddled blue vase? We want a yellow vase. So the fact, first, there is no vase, and even if there was a vase, is it in there? It's going to get changed by the time it gets to the Senate. Finally, a personal message, and I want to say this in the best way I can, is that this channel is not about Republicans or not Democrats. It's about pushing things out the door. But I've certainly seen, at least on social media, some people who, because they don't like the president, take pleasure in telling you the president will not be giving you a stimulus check. And they enjoy saying that. I hope that those people stay away from this channel, because that is really not a nice way to talk to people. If you don't like a person, that's between you and that person, the president. But don't tell other people you have nothing to do with that person's not going to help you because you don't like the person. That's really just not nice. So with that, it's going to be a big morning. I'm next back with you with Mornings Crypto, and then we go into noontime. 2 new shows, 2 live on air coming up right after this. The fourth stimulus heats up, and we'll have more details. I'm very excited to see that sign of the president of the G7 deal overseas, which anchors this fourth stimulus to the finish line. The great details is that the fourth stimulus is currently in reconciliation. Currently, we're complete agreement among the Democratic caucus, including all senators, despite any potential wrangling last weekend, and that all indications say that the fourth stimulus checks are still being put in there, and that they're preparing for fifth stimulus checks potentially as well. And there you go. That was your morning's LA broadcast. I look forward to seeing you in 5 minutes from now as we go over what's going on with crypto. Crypto going up, crypto going down. It's been very volatile the last 24 hours. Not a lot of buying opportunities, but we will find them. So join me on that broadcast in 5 minutes from now, and then 11 a.m. with Noontime LA, back on air live. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful morning, and stay with LA for more.